Hey, Shalom, Israel. This is Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge started at 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commanding General Hanna. And since 1969, the Isupk have been teaching the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and natives that they are the biblical chosen people of the Bible. And with that being said, today is the Lashawan Qadash class, also known as the Holy Tongue in English. With that, we're going to go over the alphabet like we always do every week so everybody get more accustomed with it. And then we're going to go ahead and get into some words with the letter I. Before I get into anything, I want to go ahead and make sure everybody tune in to the Roundtable of Truth today at 8 p.m. and also on Sunday. I believe it's Kev, what time we go on live on Sunday?
11 a.m.
We go on live special Roundtable of Truth on this Sunday at 11 a.m. So definitely tune in to the Roundtable of Truth on all platforms. Facebook, YouTube, X, everything. Like, share, and subscribe. And with that, we're going to go ahead and get into our class, the water. All right. So first thing we want to get into every week is how to pronounce every letter from A to Tha. With that being said, I'm going to go ahead and start it off from everything from right to left. Slack if it's dark in here, but we had a glare on the board, and I didn't want to go ahead and have too much glare on here so y'all can see it. First letter is A, Ba, Ga, Da, Ha, Wa, Za, Ka, Ta, Ya, Ka. Don't get Ka, C-H-A-A, and Ka confused. No, it sounds kind of similar, but it's not. You got Ka and Ka. All right, let's start from the beginning again. A, Ba, Ga, Da, Ha, Wa, Za, Ka, Ta, Ya, Ka, La, Ma, Na, Sa, I, Pa, Taza, Kwa, Ra, Sha, and Tha. That's the correct pronunciation from right to left in the Hebrew alphabet. With that being said, definitely know how to write every letter from right to left exactly where it is. And with that, now we got to go ahead and identify the Hebrew script of writing it. So this is just basically showing you in like the English of how you will write it from right to left. And this right here is the actual script of the Hebrew ancient Hebrew language. So with that, A is like a sideways A. Ba is like I want to say like a triangle going into like a G form at the bottom. You got Ga looking like a slanted 7. You got Da looking like a triangle. You got Ha looking like a flip F with an extra line. You got Wa looking like a Y. You got Za in the form of a Z. You got Ka looking in the form of a 3-step ladder. You got Ta looking like a circle with an accent in the middle. You got Ya looking like a Z with an extra strike in the middle right here. You got Ka with an inverted C with a V in the middle. You got La, mostly like an L, but it's not a sharp point at the bottom. So definitely put some definition at the bottom. Just slope it, boom. You know what I'm saying? Then you got Ma. At the top, looks like a W going into a Y formation at the bottom. Easy to go ahead and easier said than done. Continue. We got Na. Na's like a V at the top going into a Y formation. You got Sa. It looks like a line going from top to bottom. At a little bit from the top, you got a little Z formation. And then directly below it, you have a line from left to right. Then you have I in the form of a circle. You got Pa, similar to a J, except you go from left to right at the top, and a little bit from the right, you go into the J formation. Instead of it being in the middle, it's going to be a little bit from the right. So don't get that kind of twisted with a regular J in the English language. You got Taza with a line going from top to bottom, a little bit from the top. You got a zigzag, which is like a Z formation. You got Kwa. It looks kind of like an umbrella. You got a line from top to bottom, and you got the umbrella shape, the umbrella shaped form at the top. That's Kwa. You got Ra that looks like a 4, or you could call it like a pennant, like a baseball pennant. Then you got Sha that looks like a W. Then you got Tha that looks like an X, except on the left side, at the bottom left side, it doesn't touch at the bottom. So just rise it up a little bit, and you got your little X form, but it's not like an English X. And that will be your Lashawan Qadash ancient Hebrew alphabet from right to left. The best way to go ahead and try to figure out how you're doing good with your identifying your alphabet, you could go ahead and cover all these right here and try to write it from Ah to Tha. And see if you miss any. Ah, Ba, Ga, Da. You know, just start with this from right to left. And then when you got all of these letters correct, now all of a sudden you'll work on the top portion. Okay, so if I write these right here, you know what I'm saying? If I write these at the top, now I gotta go ahead and put, you know what I'm saying? Ah, Ba, Ga. You can do the same thing, you know what I'm saying? Like if you have these right here showing, you know what I'm saying? You know it's Ah, Ba, Ga, Da, Ha, Wa, all the way to Tha. You know what I'm saying? But then if you cover these up, now you got to identify all of these individually. You know what I'm saying? And that's where it gets hard, because now you're going to be like, how is it again? And then all of a sudden, you go ahead and write them in, and then you correct them as you start learning. And you do it over and over again. Repetition is the key right now. So if you go ahead and repetitiously do this over and over again, you'll get more accustomed with the alphabet from Ah to Tha, whether it be in the English form, identifying it in the ancient form. Okay? That's how I did it. Repetitiously, kept doing it. So if I knew I had to find, if I didn't have this right here, I'm like, Ka. You know what I'm saying? Ka. So I'm like, okay, I think I remember it's 3-step ladder, right? And boom, you know you're right. It's kind of like matching. So that's what you got to do. And this is just with the ancient. The Assyrian Hebrew right below it is what we read in the Tanakh every Saturday. With this being said, every Saturday, especially tomorrow, is our Sabbath service. Tune into the ISPK Chicago Sabbath service starting at 8 a.m. tomorrow with Officer Mayad, Officer Marai, and Officer Warrior. Salak, give me 1 second. Somebody knock on the door. Give about 30 minutes. I'm not gonna stop fast for noise. All right? All right, thank you. Salaki, I apologize about the interruption. Let's get back to it. So, with the ancient Assyrian Hebrew, this is what we read out of Tanakh every Saturday, which is the 7th day of the week. So when we're doing Sabbath service, which is tomorrow at 8 a.m., we'll be reading out the Tanakh. And the Tanakh is written in the ancient Assyrian Hebrew, which is really important. So don't go ahead and make this priority and this secondary. Both of these languages are both primary. It's just you got to learn one at first, and then you move to the next one. But don't move to the next one until you solidify that you learned everything with the first one. Don't move on unless you did this 100%. Or if you want to do the Assyrian first, do this 100% first, and then move to the ancient. However you want to do it. But don't move forward without doing everything 100%, because you're going to be doing things at a rate where it's too fast, and you're not going to absorb all the information. So with that being said, definitely connect with one script first and dominate that one script, then move to the other one. If it was up to me, I would tell you learn ancient first, then move to the Syrian. If you want to learn Syrian first, that's fine. It's no biggie. But just like I said, learn one form of writing first, then move to the next one. But make sure everything you do it in completion. With that being said, you know what I'm saying? This is the ancient Assyrian Hebrew from right to left. I could describe them, but I do it every week, so I'm not going to describe them. I hope you guys take a screenshot and you go over them. This is what is going over at these letters at the top right here, right, are the ones at the beginning of a word. If you ever see the ones below ka, right? So this be at the beginning of the word. These right here, these 5, this ka, this ma, this na, this pa, and this taza. If you ever see these at the end of a word, these are ka, ma, na, pa, and taza, but it's written differently than how it would be at the beginning of the word. So if ka is at the end of the word, it'll be written like this. If ma is at the end of the word, it'll be written like this. If na is written at the end of the word, it'll be like this. Pa, like this. Taza, like this. So, beginning of the word, this will be the inclusion of this letter of these 5 at the end of the word. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to go over it because I go over it every week. I hope everybody goes back to the old classes and actually go over it. But I don't want to go over it too much. So this is a, ba, ga, da, ha, wa, za, ka, ta, ya, ka, la, ma, na, sa, I, pa, taza, kwa, ra, sha, ta. Same thing from top to bottom. You know what I'm saying? If I up here in the ancient is I below it is the same thing, right below it. Ba, right below it. Ga, right below it. I don't have to go through these things every week. You should be going over the old classes. With that being said, we're going to go ahead and get into the words. I'm going to go ahead and move the camera over so we go ahead and get into it. These are the words from last week. These are the words from last week. Definitely include them in your notes. Like I say every week, I'm never gonna give somebody sentences or phrases until you learn words. So right now we're just going over the basics, and later on in the future, hopefully I go ahead and get to some sentences. But right now, words take us a long way, and it matters. So with that, we're gonna go ahead and get to our words for today. Go ahead and erase these. Yeah, we definitely want to go ahead and just work over pronouncing words rather than, me giving you a full sentence in Assyrian or in the ancient, and you definitely are complete lost. So right now, little goes a long way. We're gonna get into it. The next word for this week, and I hope everybody can see because I had to turn off the lights. The next word is image or idol. Image or idol, all right? Boom. All right? In English, it'll be image or idol, right? Okay, so the pronunciation of it is going to be Tazalam. Always write in capital letters. You know what? My writing's broken right there. Let's go ahead and fix that. Like I always say, my writing ain't perfect, but we got it. Ta. Taza lung. All right. All right, since we go over this every week, you guys should be trying to go over the connectors before I go ahead and write it out myself in the ancient. So it'll be like this. Taza Lam, right? Image and idol in English is Taza Lam. All right, let's get it. Boom. All right. All right. Taza, right? This is written from left to right, and over here we're going to do it right to left. So image or idol in English is pronounced in the ancient Hebrew, Taza Lam. You got Taza, you write Taza first. Then you got La, then you write La, and you know you got Ma at the end, minus the A, because you got a connector right here. Taza Lam. That's how you do it. Taza Lam. The more you write it, the more you'll get more familiar with it. But, you know, definitely at the end of the word, majority of the time, you will knock off that last A. So if it's an N-A, you'll knock off the A. If it's a L-A, you'll knock off the A. Right here, it's Taza Lam. It's usually an M at the end. We knock the A off. In ancient, we got Taza connected right underneath. And the La and the Ma is connected. And that's how you get Taza Lam. Give everybody about 10 seconds to go ahead and write that down. Next one is imitate. Imitate. Definition of imitate is somebody who you find really renowned and you like to imitate what they do because they do it so well. So, like the generals, they're really good at what they do and how they teach. You want to imitate what they do. Not emulate, imitate what they do because they do it so well. And the pronunciation for imitate in the ancient Hebrew is ka-kwa. Ka. All right. So ka-kwa. And when I do this, try to go ahead and write it in ancient on your own before I get to it, so that way you can know more or less if you understand it on your own before I even put it down myself. Allow yourself to be wrong before I give you the right answer. So imitate in English is ka-kwa. All right. I'll write it right here. Okay, I do. That's good. Boom. All right. So you got ka. So that's the full letters. Then you got kwa that's connected, the kwa and the ha. Right here. Boom. You connect those. All right. So imitate in English is ka-kwa in the ancient. And this is how you write it from right to left in the ancient. Ka-kwa. I'll try to fit a third one at the bottom. Next word I'm going to go over is immediately. If you got kids, you tell them to throw out that garbage immediately. All right. Hopefully everybody can see that. All right. That's immediately in the English. In the ancient Hebrew is thakap. Thakap. All right. Immediately in English, in the ancient Hebrew, it's thakap. Boom. All right. So you got tha right here. Then you got ka and pa connected. Tha ka. Immediately in the English, in the Hebrew is tha ka. And that's how you write it in the Hebrew. Definitely want to tune into Sabbath service. I'm always going to keep saying it. It's tomorrow, 8 a.m. You know, you can do whatever you want 6 days out the week. When Sabbath service comes up, everybody should be tuning in to Isupk Chicago Sabbath service, because that's the one time the Lord tells you just to do nothing and just, you know, get in tune with the Sabbath service. That's the Lord's day. That's his particular day where he's being real possessive about that one day. If I can use that word correctly. He's being real possessive to where he wants all your attention that day. Yeah, you can go ahead and cook. Yeah, you can go, you know, do stuff with your kids and stuff, but definitely tune into Sabbath service first. That should be your first thing on your list. You do that, tune in, and then go about your business throughout the day. Sabbath service is very important. Don't let them Christians outbeat you. While they doing the wrong thing, we trying to get you to do the right thing. And that's basically what it is, you know what I'm saying? Don't let them Christians who are doing the wrong thing just outshine the truth, you know? We in here every day, you know, 7 days a week, trying to teach and trying to raise up so-called blacks, Hispanics, and natives. But we just need everybody to go ahead and tune in and engage, want to learn more. That's mainly what all these classes are about. We got brotherhood classes, we got history classes, we got biblical law classes, and we got Sabbath service. And anytime you got a biblical question, you can always tune in and just type them in. And, you know, we'll always answer those questions, you know. But I don't want to get too far from the subject. The next word is in. In the Hebrew is ba. Ba. All right. That's it. Ba. Simple. Next one, inside. Inside. Boom. All right. Inside in the Hebrew is panayamya. We're going to write this little small. All right, because it's in the way. All right. So inside is panayamya. Pa, Na, Yum, Ya. All right. Pan. Oh, there's two ends. Ah, two ends on it. You got pan. Nah. Right. There you go. All right. Pana. Yum. Ya. Boom. The word inside in English is pan, na, yum, yum. All right. I'm gonna write in the Hebrew right here. All right, so you got pan, pan. You got yam. No, pan. Na. Yum. Ya. So you got pan, pan. You got na. You got na. You got yam connected. Ya and ma connected. Knock the A off. Then you got ya at the end. Pan, na, yum, ya. Pan, na, yum, yum. That's why I said before we get into sentences, definitely words alone could throw you off because imagine just saying this word, pan, na, yum, ya. You know, that's a hard word just alone. So understand if you know I take slower paces to get to where we want to be, I'd rather do that way rather than give too much information and we really don't get nothing. So to me, a little goes a long way with learning. Next word is going to be inspect. Inspect. Inspect in Hebrew is bakwar. Ba. Quar. Ba. Quar. All right. Inspect in English is bakwar in ancient Hebrew, and then I'm gonna write it in ancient Hebrew. See if you can write it first though. Ba. Quar. Ba. The full letter. Ba. Quar. You got qua and ra connected together. You got qua and you got ra with the connector connecting them both. Ba. Quar. Ba. Quar. Hopefully you guys got all this written down. I'm gonna give it about 10 more seconds to write the rest of these words down. All right, let's keep it moving. If you guys missed some of these words, definitely go over it. You know, the video's on YouTube, it's on Facebook, so just go over the video. Next word is interpret. Interpret. Definition of it, I'll put in a sentence. Interpret. Christians think they know how to interpret the Bible, but they really don't. So they really think they know how to understand it, but they don't. And it's pronounced in the Hebrew, parash. Pa. Pa. Parash. Interpret in English is parash in the Hebrew, and I'll write in the ancient Hebrew next. All right. Right here. Pa, Rosh. Pa, Pa, Ra, Ra. Connected to the Shah, Nakode, Parash, Parash. So interpret in English is Parash in the Hebrew. Hopefully everybody got that word down. We're gonna move on. Next word is interview. Interview. Pronunciation is Ra'ayawan. Interview in ancient Hebrew is Ra'ayawan. Okay, make sure everybody write that down. I'm gonna write it in Hebrew. All right, so Ra, Ya, one. Interview in English is Ra, Ya, one. Now when you're writing it, Ra, Ya, one. So it's quite a few words that are real long. That's why to get into sentences, we won't do it yet. So just going over words, terms, gets a lot further. Next word is Intimate. 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 All right. How you pronounce intimate in Hebrew is makwarab. 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 Intimate in English, in the Hebrew is makwarab. Now, if anybody knows how to write in the ancient, I would say do it before I give you the answer. Give everybody a couple seconds to see if they can go ahead and write it their own self. All right. All right. You got ma. You got ma. So ma, it's ma. Qua, you got Rob, you got Ra, and Ba. So it's like, so you connect these right here at the bottom. Ra and Ba, connect these. Ma, Qua, Rob. Anytime you want to see exactly how it looks in the Syrian, all you gotta do is take the letter that's in the ancient and go find your alphabet and go directly below, and you go ahead and basically like mirror image from ancient to the Assyrian and just write it directly below it. And that's how you will see it in the Tanakh. If I had more board than that, I would have wrote in the Assyrian. I only got so much board right here, so I'm trying to just keep it simple. All right, so we're gonna go over the last three. Hope everybody got these. I'm gonna give everybody another 5-10 seconds. All right, let's get next three words. Hope everybody's ready. Next word is into. Into it in the Hebrew is al. And that should be simple for everybody to get when they gotta write in the Hebrew. Boom. With the connector. Into is al in the ancient. And that's how you write it. Next one's gonna be invade. Invade. Invade in ancient is palash. Palash. All right. Invading English, in the Hebrew is palash. That's how you write it. Pa, pa. La and sha connected. Lash, lash, palash. All right. Next word is investigate. Investigate. How you pronounce investigate in the Hebrew is kakwar. Investigated English in Hebrew is kakwar. Boom. So you got ka and kwa. So you got ka, full letter. You got ka right here. You got kwa and ra connected. Knock off the A right here. Kwar, kwar. Ka, kwar. It's definitely not easy learning another language, whether it be in the ancient or the Assyrian. So definitely take these words, and then when you're going over them, you got them in ancient. Also, what you would like to do is go write them in the Assyrian, a little bit over. If I had a little bit more board, I would wrote them for you, but it's just the same letters, in the Assyrian in the Syrian form, if I could say it like that. I'm gonna give you one more. So iron, iron. Iron, right? Iron is barazal. Barazal. Iron in English, barazal in the Hebrew, and then I'll write it in the Hebrew. Just try to give y'all some time to go ahead and write it out, see if you got it. Ba-ra-zal. Ba-ra-zal. Right. So that's going to conclude the class this week. Definitely tune into the Sabbath service tomorrow at 8 a.m. And also tune into the Roundtable of Truth Sunday at 11 a.m. And tonight we have one at 8 p.m. and on Sunday at 11 a.m. And tune into also Isupk Chicago on all platforms moving forward. And with that, I want to say shalom.